42 years ago, Roy Clark and I were sitting in our suite at the Frontier Hotel in Las Vegas, where he was performing nightly shows for the Howard Hughes group of hotels. And we saw on television a group of Soviet Union citizens, Russians, that were being interviewed in Seattle at the World's Fair. And they asked them about their trip to America and all that they had seen. They said, is there any place that's not on your schedule that you really would like to go? And they said, yes, almost instantaneously. We'd like to go to Las Vegas. Well, here's Roy and I are sitting in Las Vegas watching them, and we looked at each other, and I said, Roy, why don't we invite him to our show? And he laughed, and I think he said, well, do you know how much red tape that would take? I said, well, it's worth a try. In January of 1976, 40 years ago this year, our entire troupe of Roy Clark and his group, plus the Oak Ridge Boys, and I want to give them plenty of credit here too, because everybody was out to see what they could see, but most of all, we were out to make friends and change people's lives for the better.
I was invited to exhibit. When the Soviets were here, they saw one of my exhibitions of portraits, so they invited me for a tour that was going to take place in 2 years. It was a non-commercial tour. So I had to withhold work for 2 years, which was it was a very, very interesting tour to prepare for. So I went around to different people in my life. All of my portraits were drawn from Hispanic, Indian, and Anglo people in Taos, New Mexico, where I was living and working. So I asked each person for their permission to do that. And they sent an aspect of themselves, which ended up on the walls and made it possible for the Soviet citizen, the average one. And then the lines went around the block for the exhibition the whole time it was there. Well, a lot of the time it was there. And they would look into the eyes of Americans, the average American, and they wanted to see who we were. Each piece was accompanied by poetry, by my poetry also. So they had a chance to read something and also see something. It was very effective because each of our minds, hearts, bodies, and spirits, energies go out globally and universally through the ethers to every being on the planet and beyond. So yes, I affirm each person to hold the highest intention for themselves and for the planet and all the beings upon it, that we might walk in balance and harmony all the days of our lives.